So the entry exit system has now started in airports. And although there's been an awful lot of comments about how it should work, what's going to happen, coulda, woulda, shoulda, we really don't know until it starts, or it has started. So we don't know until we get the experience of people who give us the feedback. And we've got some really important feedback today. I thought this was worth its own video on the channel, to be honest. I will be talking about it tonight on today's weekly update. So check out our first bit of feedback from the entry exit system. It's going to be important to you. If you have an expired TIE card, this may help you. Now, what we're going to try and do is get feedback from everybody in the different circumstances. There's so many people on different residency platforms with different circumstances traveling through different airports. Okay, so you're going to have people with expired TIE cards traveling on autorización de regreso, authorization to return, people with expired cards who haven't got any document to prove that they're going through their renewal process because they're waiting for an appointment. Maybe that's withdrawal agreement people. There's going to be people traveling with EU cards, which shouldn't be a problem at all. We just don't know. But we've asked everybody we know to give us feedback as they are traveling, and we've had our first bit of feedback here on the channel. So first of all, I would like to thank Kev for giving us the feedback and actually taking the time. He did say last week, he was on our live and said, I promise to give you feedback, and he has delivered. So I will be talking about this evening in the weekly update. But anyway, here is the feedback from Kevin. Here we go. So what is the situation? First of all, this is somebody who was traveling with an Kevin's wife, who was traveling, Jan, with an expired TIE card. She is on her first year's NLV renewal. She's already been for her Toma de Huellas fingerprint appointment, and so that's been completed, and she was traveling with the resguardo. Now the resguardo is the document that you get once you have had your fingerprint appointment. So just before we read out the comment, this is what a resguardo looks like. Okay, so if you've got an expired TIE card because you're going through the renewal process, you would get, if it's an NLV renewal, you'll get a resolución, which is the document that says your renewal has been approved. You then take that resolución to the police station, give them your fingerprints, and they'll give you this document, which basically proves that you have registered that renewal and the new card is in process, but you don't physically have it on you at the time. Now, Jan was traveling with this document and an expired residency TIE card, I should say. And Kevin's comments are the following. So I've left this up here, so if anybody wants to take a screenshot to get an idea. He says, as promised, you know what I'm going to do, actually. Let me open it up so I can read it properly myself. Oh, the eyes are suffering. As promised, Chris, here is the entry exit system situation at Murcia Corvera. RMU. So that's the airport code for Murcia. Jan has just got back this evening, and this is what she found out. This was yesterday. Okay, so I think this was the 14th. It was the 13th or 14th. No, 13th, as he says there. Sorry, it's the 13th of October. Her situation is she is traveling on a UK passport with an expired TIE, but the renewal has been approved and she has attended her first fingerprint appointment. She is awaiting her new card. She chose to go through the non-EU passenger path as normal. Then it splits and there is a sign for people with a TIE to follow. She took that route. So it looks like when you go down the non-EU passenger route, it's going to split into two, and you're going to be able to choose if you have a TIE or if you do not have a TIE. She came up to the new scanner and scanned her passport. There is also a reader for a TIE card, but as she was traveling using her passport as ID on the passenger pre-registration, she scanned that. The system recognized that her TIE was awaiting police decision. The gate let her through and an official stamped her passport. So it looks like if you've got a expired TIE card and you are traveling with a resguardo, the system has recognized that it is awaiting police decision, and then she also got a passport stamp. Now, I'm not too sure why she got a stamp if she'd registered on the electronic entry exit system, but this has only just been introduced, hasn't it? So we don't know. But what Jan didn't have was a problem entering the country with a TIE card and a resguardo from her TIE appointment. And this has been a huge question that everybody's been asking. Kev goes on to say it was just as quick as normal at the Murcia Airport RMU. I hope that helps. Anything not clear or any questions, just let me know. So, guys, if you've got any questions there, you might regret that. You might regret that, Kev, asking those questions. But if you've got any questions, let me know. We'll read them out on tonight's weekly update live. I thought this actually deserved its own quick video. So there, you've seen it and you've heard it here first. That's a expired TIE card, traveling on a resguardo, entering the country, got a stamp in the passport, but got in with absolutely no problems at all. As soon as we get more reports, I'm just going to be reading them out here so you can see what people are telling us and make your own decisions when it comes to traveling. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you this evening on our weekly update every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Spanish time and 5 p.m. UK time.